Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the cocktail table build. I did do a test piece of plexi. It looked like it routed pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and go for it and see if we can't router it out to match this top piece. Okay, let's keep going with it. Now normally, a lot of times the glass on these will come straight across here. But in this case, I'm going in here, following this contour so that you can get to the controls a little bit easier, especially when you have kids, because if they want to stand up, because if they sit down, they might not be tall enough to see the screen. So if they stand up, they'll be able to reach in here and still be able to get to the buttons and the joystick. Okay, let's blow it off. We'll see what we got. Worked awesome. Looks good, smooth. The T-molding is going to cover the edge anyways, so we are good. I do need to run to the store and get the parts for the legs and some hinges and stuff. So I'm probably going to do that now, and we'll come back and keep working on this. Okay, now I got to cut some 4" by 4" blocks so that I can start making those control panels. I'm gonna redo these. I'm gonna make them 5 by 5. 4 looks too small to me. I gotta have enough room for a joystick, 3 buttons, and then on the other side a joystick and 5 buttons because of player 1 and player 2. These are our 4 ends. Now we have to go widthwise, which is usually about 10 inches. We'll do 10 inches on the inside. So we're going to need a 10" by 4" would probably work. These will work. So that's our bottom. These are our 2 sides. Now we have to do a front piece that comes up this way. I am going to round these corners afterwards. So now we want to make a front piece that's going to be, let's go 4 1/4 tall, and we have to put an angle cut on it. So 4 1/4 tall by 10 inches wide. So let me find another piece here. Cut this twice because this factory edge is pretty rough. Okay, so I need to find an angle here that I'm happy with. Try a 20-degree angle, and we need 4 1/4 tall to the lowest point. Let's try that. Okay, that's too much of an angle. We need to take it down. Let's go down to, let's cut it in half. Let's go to, yeah, let's go down to 10 degrees. And let's recut this at 10 degrees. Degrees is too much. So it looks like we're going to be at about 5 degrees. Okay, 5 degrees should work good. So now we have one cut here. I need to cut one more. So what I'm going to do is straighten this back out. We need to cut this angle off of here. I need to go back to set this at 5 degrees. We're going to use the one we cut as our template. So we can line this back up right there. So we'll cut one more of those. Okay, now we have our two fronts, our two bottoms, our four sides. We're going to need a cleat for the back so that we can mount this. And then the top piece, I'm going to have to get some thinner material because 3/4 is just way too thick. Probably just have to use some 1/2 inch MDF and then paint it so that the vinyl will stick to it. I need to make a cleat in the back to hold it to the cabinet itself. So I'm going to keep this 5 degree angle for the cleat because when I put the cleat up here at 5 degrees, the control panel will rest on it. So, and it's not going to be very wide either. We're going to go 1.5 inches. So I'm going to take this back to straight. Back to 5 degrees. Okay. So now I want to round all these edges on these 4 outside ones. These are all our pieces that we're going to need. I want to take these 4 and I want to round these edges. So what I think I'm going to do is just do a cut through all 4 of these just to knock the corner down. Together and we'll just round them out with the sander real quick. So I'm going to get all this stuff inside so we can start putting this together. Okay, I clamped all 4 of these together. We're just going to take my sander and round these edges over. Now we have a nice radius on these top corner. The bottom, actually, no, the bottom we're gonna leave as is. It's getting T-molding all around 3 edges. So we gotta router those out after we get this put together. Now we're gonna have to shoot some staples through the faces, and I'll just have to wrap these with some vinyl afterwards, the 2 sides. So we're not gonna screw these together. We're just gonna glue them and nail them all together. Because once the glue dries, we should be plenty strong enough. That's the bottom piece, this is the front piece, bottom piece. Okay, we're gonna take our edges that have little chips and put those inwards. So our first piece is gonna go right there. So we need to get a little glue on here. Get it lined up. And I screwed up on that one. The staple went too low, so I'll have to grind those off and do a little bit of Bondo. Okay, let's put this one on. I'm going to Bondo in the staple holes anyways, because I don't want it to show through the vinyl when I cover the sides. Now we can put on our front piece. I'm trying to glue everything so it's nice and sturdy. Then we have our back cleat, which is at 5 degrees. Trying to figure out what height I want to put it at here. We'll take a board so that we can get it at the right height. So let me get some glue on it. And I think I have this backwards. Did I? Should be right. That. So what I'm doing, since this is 3/4 inch, I'm bringing that right to the top corner here because I'm only going to use 1/2 inch. So the 1/2 inch will be recessed down 1/4 inch. So that's one control panel. We'll let it dry for a little bit and then, like I said, we'll Bondo in the staples and everything. Let's assemble the other one. We're going to do this one a little bit different. We're going to put this piece and this piece together first. It'll be a little bit easier. I gotta go grab some more staples. I'm out. Okay. Now, I have to go out and get a scrap piece of wood so we can line the top up. Actually, yeah, I gotta go grab a piece of wood real quick. Grind that off. Not a big deal. It happens. I wasn't holding it strong enough. Okay, those are together. Now I'm gonna grind off the staples and stuff. That one just broke right off. Okay, so these need to dry. I need to cut a control panel piece for each one, which are going to be 9 7/8 by 4 3/4. So I gotta go see if I have a piece of 1/2 inch. 9 7/8 by 4 3/4. Okay, I don't have any 1/2 inch. I'll get it when I run out to get the other stuff I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some Bondo on those spots where the staples were. And more I'm thinking about it, I might just paint those black again and just leave them at that. I'm not sure yet. Before I put the Bondo on, let's go outside and run the router for the T-molding. Okay, I'm gonna run the router around these 3 edges. Okay, now I'll go put some filler on this so I can let it dry while I go to the store. Okay, I'm going to flip this upside down so we can put the leg levelers on it. We got these little inserts here. We need to drill 4 holes so those can get put in there. You need to go grab a tape measure and some screws. All right. The holes in this are pretty small. I'm gonna have to drill these a little bit bigger for the screws to fit in. But what I want to do is just come in 1 inch each way. I'm just gonna run my hand down here. figure out what size bit I need here. Looks like 3/8 is the right size bit. Yep, perfect. Now I'm going to have to get a drill bit to drill these holes a little bit bigger so I can get a couple screws into these. This one's a little tight. All right, let's try this 1/8 inch drill bit. Might have to go one size bigger. Nope, that's perfect. Okay. Okay, good enough. Okay, now I want to mount the control panels, and I had found some shelving that was 5/8 of an inch thick, so I cut it, and these make a perfect control panel, and I already routed a groove in it for the T-molding. So what I need to do now is measure this out so that we can get these mounted in here. So the width of these are 11 and a half. And this is 18. Half of 18 is 9. Half of 11 and a half is 5 and a half, 5 3/4. So that should be the edge of it, right there. And then I'm going to mark that there so I know. That's probably a pretty good height right there. We'll go down 3 inches. Make it 3 inches. Okay. So now four and 3/4. I need to drill a couple holes in here. 4 and 3/4, 5 inches over, minus this, 4 inches over. We do 4 and a half. One. Let me go get some bolts because we need 4 bolts, 2 for each side, because we're going to bolt this to the cabinet. I gotta sand them still and stuff, but we can temporarily get it drilled and bolted on. Okay, I went ahead and sanded these down real quick, just so that they're done and over with. I am just gonna wrap them in vinyl. It's gonna be easier to just wrap them. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line this up on the marks that I had made. And we're gonna drill through here. Okay. Now I'm not going to permanently mount these right now because I got to take them off to put all the vinyl on the cabinet. But we are going to put them on enough so that we could drill a hole for all the wires to come through for the control panel. This side's tight for some reason. There we go. Okay, we'll just hand tighten them. Let's do the other side now. As soon as I find my marker, there it is. So we came down 3 inches, 3 1/4, 3 1/4, 3 inches down. Right there. Okay. gotta come over 4.5 by 4.5. Now we could drill these holes through this one. Okay, now I need to drill holes for the wiring. So 6.5 down. There. And I'm just kind of evenly spacing them between the two bolts up top. So now I'm going to do a small pilot hole with this 1/4-inch bit first. Okay, good. Okay. Now I need to get a bigger bit. I'm going to go grab one. Okay, I have an 1 1/8 hole saw. One. Try to get this piece out of here. Okay. Now we can work on mounting the top. And the hinge is going to go on this side over here. So I'll have to measure and get it going straight. I have a piano hinge here that we're going to use for the top. I'm going to have to cut it down to size. I'll just cut it with my cutoff wheel. These type of hinges, you can cut them anywhere on the hinge because they're sealed pins. So it doesn't matter how much you cut off. It's still going to stay together. So I'm going to get a measurement here from here to here. I'm just gonna go cut this real quick. I'll be back and then we can get it lined up and mounted. Okay, this is cut to the length that I want it. So now what I need to do is kind of line this up on each side. So this is 1 3/8. One and a quarter. Okay, it's good that way. Okay, right there. I'm going to draw a line on the bottom side of this. So that we can mount that hinge onto there. Okay, now that I have that marked, what I think I'm going to do is this part of the hinge has to overhang. So I'm going to flip this upside down, and I just want to put 2 screws into it for now. So I need to overhang that line with my hinge. Hope I get it in the right spot. Grab a couple screws. I am going to pre-drill these screws with a real small bit, just so that I don't strip it out. So I want to put one here for now. All the artwork for the cabinet is now printed. So tomorrow, hopefully I can get all the artwork on it when I get home from work, depending on how late it is. And then I just need to wire it up and get the screen and everything in. Okay, now I have that mounted. Figure out what's going to be the easiest way to do this. This part can be a pain in the butt. We'll make this edge flush with the wood. These 2 screws I'm not drilling because it's too hard to try to get it started. Now let's see if it shuts. Beautiful. I'll take some measurements and see if we're pretty close. Perfect that way. We're within an 1/8 inch that way. We're good. Okay, so now we can screw the rest of these in. Get some screws ready in my pocket here. It should hold right there. Now when you're using particle board, you want to pre-drill your holes, and also it is always best to use a piano hinge like this because you have a lot more anchors into the wood to help support it. And this top really shouldn't be opening up very often at all. Just to service it. And I bought a bracket to hold it open, which rather than, I was gonna make a piece of wood, but I ended up finding this bracket at Lowe's, so we're gonna give it a try and see if it works. Almost done. One more. Okay, now this bracket I bought, show you what it looks like here. It's ugly gold color, but that's all they had. So what I was thinking is this holds it open right here. So it goes like this to this, I believe. Maybe this pivots. So if it goes like that, then it goes like this. So that's my guess. And that's what we're going to try to do, is just like that. I don't know if I'm going to pre-drill these ones or not. These ones have a bit of a bigger screw. See if this works. Make sure these aren't too long, which they're not. They're just enough. So I'm thinking right about there. So that's locked up. Okay, we're hitting right on this piece of wood, so we need to move this pivot point over a little bit. Okay, let's try that now. So this is locked open. Darn it. Oh no, I'm not hitting. It just needs bent that way a little bit. Perfect. So that'll hold it open when it's needs to be serviced. So that'll shut it now. Now I want to get the two latches on before the monitor goes in so that we can get to them a little bit easier. So these are our latches. And you'll be able to open the coin door and reach up here to unlatch it to open the top up. We'll use these screws right here. So what I need to do first is take my marker and mark the inside of this so I know where that is at. Lock this open. Move you back around to this side. Okay, now this is the edge of the wood on the inside. So I'm going to put this right there, just inside the edge. And I'm going to line it up with the edge of the monitor so that I know that both sides will be in the same spot. Scratch 2 screws. Okay, now we can let this down. And we need to line up these latches, which you're not really going to be able to see what I'm doing here very well at all. So I'll just leave the camera where it's at. Actually, you might, actually. Let me see if I can get you in here. Kind of give you an idea. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to screw these on now. But what I want to do is, I don't want to screw this in like this because then it's too loose. So what I want to do is I want to bring it down so that this latch is kind of open like that. See how it's open a little bit? So that when I tighten it, there's somewhere for it to tighten. So let's set it right here. All right, and mark the holes so we don't have to worry about trying to refine where we need to put it. Now, hopefully I can see them. Yes, I can. Perfect. Do the other one. There we go. So now our top is on. We're just going to stick these in here for tonight. I'm just sticking these on here. These I bought are going to mount the monitor onto the top. Just leave those in there for tonight. I am going to call it quits. I am tired. We got this whole thing built today. Plus we got all those parts sandblasted and painted for Dig Dug. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this. This is part 2 of the custom cocktail multicade. The next video, I would like to get this vinyl wrapped. I need to paint inside of here. Get it vinyl wrapped, put the T-molding on, get the monitor mounted, and then we'll probably do one more video of the wiring. Because I do need to wire this all up still. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to ask or leave a comment. I try to get back to every single person that responds to me. Usually I always do. So if you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know. Other than that, you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.